Good morning, everybody. Today's meeting of the Neighborhood and Affordable Housing Advisory Board is called to order on March 17th, 2026. Happy St. Patrick's Day and welcome everyone. Today's meeting will be one of the most interesting and probably the longest of the year. We will be discussing the 2026-2027 Annual Action Plan process. We have 14 organizations that will deliver presentations for a total of 19 funding applications. Total funding requested for these projects and services is just over $1.28 million. Available funding, unfortunately, is far less than that, so this will be a highly competitive process. These presentations are a way for each applicant to explain why their request deserves to be funded. We'll have a presentation on the city's new 3-year local housing assistance plan and a report on current year subrecipient performance. We have a lot to cover today. Agendas of today's meeting are on the wall at the entrance to the chambers. Please remember to turn off your cell phones. To ensure a complete record of the board's actions, we ask that each individual wishing to speak clearly state your name and spell your last name for the clerk. I will now ask the board members to introduce themselves and identify the fields they each represent, starting from my right.
Good morning. I'm Chrissy Bond, and I represent the homeless and low-income residents.
Good morning, Frank Cornier, and I represent the affordable housing development and building industry.
Good morning, Sharissa Doty with Affordable Housing.
Linda Byers, city resident.
Kelly Batsford, Hope Villages of America.
And I'm Robin Field, the board chair, and I represent the lending industry as it relates to affordable housing. Our first order of business is to approve the minutes of the board's November 18th, 2025 meeting. Do I have a motion to approve?
Move approval.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The minutes are approved. Is there anyone here to speak on items not on today's agenda? If so, please step to the podium, state your name, and spell your last name for the record. You will have 3 minutes to speak on a subject that is not on today's agenda. Seeing no one come forward, do we have any e-comments? We will move to the next item. The first item on today's agenda is a discussion of the 2026-27 Annual Action Plan process. Dylan Mayu will present this. We'll lead the discussion.
Good morning, Dylan Mayu. I'm the housing manager. City of Clearwater's fiscal year 2026 Annual Action Plan for CDBG and home, our CDBG and home programs are due in August of this year. This is the beginning of the process as far as you're concerned. What we've already done is we have put out a notice of funding availability where we ask applicants to provide projects and services that they'd like to be funded with our CDBG funds and our SHIP funds and our home funds, and they have submitted those. Today you'll hear their presentations. After today, the technical review committee, who has already met last Friday once, will meet again this Friday to provide their final scores. Staff will also have their final scores in by middle of next week. At that point, we will put together a budget and return to you all to present that budget next month. Just a quick overview of the schedule. So again, today is March 17th. We are at the NAHAB meeting. This is the applicant presentations. TRC on Friday. Our next NAHAB meeting will be April 14th. And you'll hear that draft budget that we put together. In May, we will notice for public comment that draft budget. After a 30-day period, we will we'll return to you all sometime in June or July to go over the final budget, the final annual action plan, and then to City Council July 16th. This has been moved up a little bit from last year. Last year there were some struggles at the end of the process, so I wanted to put in a little bit of a buffer. So now we have a month buffer, which will be nice in case a hurricane or federal shutdown or something happens. So that is good news. So that's where we're at today. Like I said, you'll be hearing the presenters present today their applications, and this will be a little bit of a longer meeting, but it's a very important meeting. So I appreciate everyone's patience and you all being here. Thank you.
Thank you. So now we will have the presentations by the applicants for grant funding. This year, we have a wide diversity of applicants that we're going to hear about. It's a great day for the board because the city is able to provide assistance to several thousand Clearwater residents in need because of public service partners we're about to hear from. It's great to hear directly from the nonprofit partners about their efforts to make our community better. I will be calling up each individual organization, and I will tell you how much time you have to present. So the first organization is the Housing and Educational Alliance, Housing for Everyone. You will have 3 minutes to present.
Good morning, Madam Chair. I'll echo your sentiment. It's a great day. My name is Ria Straker Gums. Its last name is Straker space Gumbs. And I am a HUD certified bilingual housing counselor with Housing and Education Alliance. I'm here on behalf of my executive director, Sylvia Alvarez. We've been serving the Tampa Bay community for almost 24 years. Since our founding in 2002, HEA has served over 57,735 individuals and families, delivering more than 525,000 hours of housing, education, and counseling, and over 12,500 families achieved home ownership. We have disbursed over $163 million in down payment assistance and housing resources across the region. Today, we are requesting $50,000 through the City of Clearwater Public Services Program to implement the Clearwater Housing Stability and Home Ownership Initiative. This initiative will expand access to HUD-approved homebuyer education and individualized housing counseling for Clearwater residents who earn over 80% or less of the area median income. Across the region, many working families face growing barriers to home ownership. Rising house prices, increasing insurance costs, higher property taxes, and limited housing inventory have made it increasingly difficult for low to moderate income households to purchase or sustain a home. This program addresses those challenges directly. Through this initiative, Clearwater residents would receive HUD-approved first-time homebuyer education, followed by one-on-one housing counseling with HUD-certified counselors. Participants will receive individualized housing action plans, credit improvement strategies, mortgage readiness, coaching, and budgeting support designed to help them qualify responsibly for home ownership. Equally important, the program also includes post-purchase housing counseling and disaster preparedness education, helping buyers and new homeowners to understand property taxes, insurance adjustments, escrow changes, and the financial responsibility of maintaining a home. These services help prevent early mortgage delinquencies and support long-term housing stabilities. Our first-time homebuyer education classes are conducted in English and Spanish by trained bilingual counselors. Through this funding, HEA anticipates serving approximately 75 Clearwater households, prioritizing families earning 80% or less. Thank you for the time and the opportunity today.
Thank you. Our next presenter will be the Homeless Emergency Project. You will have 5 minutes to speak.
We don't get to ask questions.
Good morning. Are we going to have,
I'm sorry.
Did last year. have any, I just thought we did last year.
Good morning. My name is Katerina Gerakios Siren, last name Gerakios-Siren, and I'm the Executive Vice President of Operations at the Homeless Empowerment Program, or HEP. And with me, I have Jeff Zajcek, Ziecheck, who's our Director of Project and Facilities. We are here to request funding for two projects. HEP and the City of Clearwater have been amazing partners for the last 40 years. We are here to provide comprehensive services to homeless individuals and families and veterans. Our 8-acre campus is located in Clearwater in the North Greenwood neighborhood revitalization area. Our first project is the emergency shelter courtyard and dining hall entrance upgrades, and the purpose is to improve safety, accessibility, and daily service access to shelter clients. A substantial portion of our residents are older adults, veterans, and individuals living with disabilities. So safe physical infrastructure is therefore critical to support stability, dignity, and daily functioning. The courtyard is a high-use area. It's actually probably the highest traffic area on our campus because it's between the dorms and the kitchen dining facility. So during heavy rainfall events, the courtyard experiences substantial standing water due to slow drainage, and these conditions can create significant slip and fall hazards that can restrict safe movement for our clients. Additionally, sections of the existing concrete and paver surfaces are uneven and sloped due to incremental construction over time. The construction of that courtyard was around 2007, so it's due for some love and care. Rocks also frequently become displaced, creating trip hazards throughout the courtyard. While the dining hall entrance door meet minimum ADA standards, they require manual operation. So as you can imagine, for individuals with limited upper body strength or the use of assistive devices, opening those doors can be difficult and unsafe at times. So installing an automatic door operator will enhance accessibility, promote independence, and improve safe access to daily meals. The request from the city is for $60,000. HEP will provide a 25% match of $20,000. Our second project is our new dental and wellness clinic access and infrastructure improvements. Currently, we're providing wraparound services that include dental services, vision services, healthcare navigation, nursing services, behavioral assistance, and nutrition education programs. All of those, as of now, are currently provided in different areas of our 8-acre campus. So as you can understand, it can be inefficient for both staff and our clients and our partners. So our goal is to relocate all of these services under one roof, and we're going to do this in two phases. Phase one is going to cost us $1.3 million, and all of that will be 100% funded by HEP. So we have a current location. We're going to be renovating the interior to make sure that it fits all of these services. Phase two is where we're requesting $150,000 from CDBG. So we're only asking 10% of the entire project. That is going to cost $1.45 million. This request is for parking lot and site infrastructure improvements. The physical infrastructure was actually from 1999. And it will support access to these services, and it's deteriorated. The existing parking lot presents documented safety and accessibility issues, including standing water, uneven and damaged pavement surfaces, and an unstable overflow parking area. So the proposed improvements are the complete removal and replacement of the existing parking lot, install proper grading and drainage systems, ADA-compliant walking and parking surfaces in order to improve safe access for clients, staff, and volunteers and medical partners. Investing in infrastructure that supports healthcare delivery aligns with a broader goal of reducing homelessness, improving public health outcomes, and promoting self-sufficiency. And that, you have a handout with several pictures and some additional information about the project, but we're here to answer any questions you may have. Thank you again for your consideration of these projects.
I'd like to ask, do you have a target completion date for phase one?
Right now, we're working with, you want to go ahead?
Sure. Thank you. We have architectural drawings. We're waiting on construction drawings to be complete, and we're looking to start that project in May and be done by the fall. It's about a 5-month project.
Thanks.
So in the fall, we would start the phase 2.
Because I know when October rolls around, the city's going to want to get moving with the
Yeah.
projects.
So that's what we're hoping for, to be ready to go, right, October.
I have a question. This second project, you're building it from ground up, or you already have the property?
We already have the property, and it's currently functioning as the Workforce Development Center.
Okay.
But for the traffic that we need, and in order to consolidate the services, we're going to move that to a different location.
Okay.
And then move all of our wellness and dental services in that large building.
Okay.
But it will be a total gut out, so only the exterior walls will remain, and everything inside will be from scratch.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
And just, do you have a number of how many people use the dental services this year or in the past fiscal year or year?
I do. Well, in 2025, we provided 8,225 dental procedures. The total value of those services were $1.36 million. And we recently were granted a grant from the Florida Veterans Foundation. So the dental clinic does not see only our clients, but we can see clients from the entire community. So
that's
Clearwater
good.
residents that are eligible veterans will have access to these services.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And happy St. Patrick's Day.
The next presentation, excuse me, will come from Metropolitan Ministries, North Greenwood Neighborhood Hope. You will have 3 minutes.
Good morning. My name is Candace Wyant. I am the Director of Grant Development at Metropolitan Ministries. Last name is spelled W-I-A-N-T. And I'm here with Lauren Orendorf. She is the Assistant Director of Neighbor Hope, and her last name is spelled O-R-E-N-D-E-O-D-O-R-F. I'm here today on behalf of Metropolitan Ministries to present our request to fund the Neighbor Hope North Greenwood program. Metropolitan Ministries is a nonprofit that has served families and individuals who are homeless or at risk of becoming homeless in Tampa Bay since 1972. With a commitment to alleviating suffering, promoting dignity, and instilling self-sufficiency, Metro provides emergency shelter, food, housing, education, job training, and wraparound support services. Metro serves more than 100,000 people annually and is recognized for its trauma-informed, compassion-driven approach to care. Metro's request for City of Clearwater CDBG funding will support the Neighbor Hope program. Neighbor Hope is a mobile case management program, meaning that services are offered to the community wherever it's convenient for them, whether that's in their home or at a community center, food pantry, library. The case managers take their services to the client. This reduces barriers related to transportation and accessibility. The Neighbor Hope program offers family support services to prevent individuals and families from becoming homeless. Neighbor Hope operates in 9 communities throughout Tampa Bay, and this request focuses on the North Greenwood neighborhood of the city of Clearwater, where there is an acute need for services. Services take place at the United Way Resource Center at North Greenwood, or case managers may provide services in a location convenient to the individual or family being served. Metro's request, the Neighbor Hope offers family support services through asset-based community development. The program goal is to increase access to opportunity for residents through education and job training resources, improve access to housing and social services through system navigation and case management, and enhance connections among partners working towards equitable economic opportunity through resource sharing and capacity building. Neighbor Hope started in Tampa in 2020 and expanded to Pinellas County in 2022. With the city's support, Neighbor Hope has expanded and continues to expand its service capacity in North Greenwood. We recently partnered with the United Way to hold office hours as a more permanent presence in the community and facilitate a connection with other community partners. The 26-27 Neighbor Hope program also includes the addition of a new position called the Community Engagement Coordinator. The Community Engagement Coordinator connects with organizations, schools, and churches in the community to strengthen referral partnerships. The staffing support provided, should I stop now? Okay.
Any questions?
So one of the things you had listed was financial assistance. What does that look like?
Sure, I'll let Lauren speak to that.
Financial assistance and with rent and utility mortgage.
Okay, and is that exclusively for North Greenwood residents?
It's for any of the Neighbor Hope zip codes. So in North Greenwood, we have 33755. So
33755.
33755.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The next, excuse me, the next presentation will come from Hope Villages of America. You will have 5 minutes to present.
My name is Belinda. Last name is Becton, B-E-C-T-O-N hyphen Maccabee, M-C-A-B-E-E. I'm Belinda Maccabee, representing Hope Villages of America, where we provide safety, nourishment, and stability for individuals and families who need to build a brighter future. So imagine a mother in Clearwater today. She's a survivor of domestic violence who spent much of last year trying to find stable housing in a market still reeling from the hurricanes. When in the 2025 point in time count was conducted, she was one of 214 individuals identified as a homeless survivor in our county. For her, it wasn't a choice between just living with an abuser and being on the street. It was between a dangerous home and a community still recovering from displacement. Our emergency domestic violence shelter is the answer to that impossible choice. We serve over 200 domestic violence survivors annually, providing a 45-day window to safety to stop running and start rebuilding. So our first proposal is for salary support of the supervisor of case management. If a shelter provides these walls, then the case manager provides a way out. So the case managers help families navigate the different support systems such as legal protection, assisting with school enrollment, job readiness, and also housing searches. The supervisor ensures this work is client-centered and highly impactful. In a post-hurricane housing market where units are scarce, expert leadership is the most effective way to prevent a survivor from falling into chronic homelessness. Our second proposal is for a critical upgrade physical need, and that's replacing aging windows and exterior doors. The 2024 hurricanes proved that our facilities' aging fixtures are no longer just a maintenance headache. They compromise the survivor's safety. So replacing these windows and doors provide reinforced security, which is essential for survivors fleeing high-risk situations. Also storm resistance to ensure that our facility remains weather-tight during the Florida severe weather. And of course, it's an operational savings, lowering utility costs, so more funding can go directly into survivors' care. So the bottom line is that these proposals work hand in hand to provide a complete safety net. One strengthens the survivor support system, which would be our advocates, which would be our caseworkers, to guide these survivors to safety, where the other one secures the physical environment, the place where survivors' healing begins. So together, they ensure when the survivor in Clearwater makes the decision to leave abuse, they don't find a locked door or a homeless camp. They find a resilient, supportive pathway to a new life. So I thank you for your time and your service to Clearwater, and I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Do you know the average stay for your DV victims, how long they stay with y'all?
That's about close to 40, 45 days between that time. It's taken them a little longer to find housing,
Sure.
of course, with everything that's going on.
And is there a limit, or is that just the average?
That's, the limit is 45
That's the
days.
limit.
And then, of course, we review case by case, so.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
The next presentation is Tempe CDC, Suncoast Housing Connections. You will have 5 minutes to present.
Hi, I'm Sean McKenna, the homeownership manager for Suncoast Housing Connections.
Fran Feeney, Executive Director, CEO, whatever you want to call me. Last name is spelled P as in Peter, Heeny.
Sean, please spell your last name.
McKenna. Okay. Sorry, this is my first time. So what we're looking for is assistance so we can provide continuing of the homebuyer education classes for Clearwater residents and for the assistance for housing counseling and foreclosure prevention counseling. I mean, as all of you know, these things are very vital to the community, especially now. We've seen a great uptake in this last 6 months of foreclosure cases. I mean, our numbers have actually increased, I'd say, almost doubled just in the last couple months, which is crazy. But you know, the need for assistance through down payment assistance and through just the understanding of the process is so valuable. So we really do need this funding. We're hoping it continues so that we can continue to serve the people in Clearwater.
Our agency has had a very, very long, strong partnership with the City of Clearwater, and we greatly appreciate the ongoing support that we have received. Instead of throwing a lot of statistics out at you, I pulled from our reports a story of one of our very recent foreclosure cases. This gentleman came to us because he had a divorce and he lost his job for a very short period of time. And even though he had regained employment, by that point his servicer was no longer accepting his mortgage payments. So he came to us and we were not only able to assist him with getting a modification, but during that period of time, as probably knows, your homeowners, when they're at risk of foreclosure, their mortgager puts them in forced place insurance, homeowners insurance. So that his homeowner insurance costs had almost tripled. Our counselor continued to work with him after they got the modification to get a better price on his homeowner's insurance. She's continuing to work with him to also make sure he is putting his finances in a place where this will not happen again. And so even though we got the modification in January, we continue to work with him to make sure he is stabilized and secured for the ongoing. That is what our housing counselors do. That's the difference in having a HUD-certified housing counselor, that ongoing continuous support. And that's what we're hoping to continue for our clients and the citizens of Clearwater. Any questions?
How long do your counselors stay with someone?
As long as they need.
Okay.
I mean, the longest I ever worked with somebody was 2.5 years. Sometimes it's just 3 to 4 times a couple of someone.
Actually, we've got a great story about somebody he worked with for over 2 years who came to him who was not anywhere near credit ready, who then was able to not only clear up his credit, he became mortgage ready. He assisted him with getting down payment assistance, and check our website, you see lots of pictures with him. and how happy he was, because he was able to go and get a cat for the first time in his life.
And he was actually the first person in his family to actually buy a home as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
I just want to comment that on your application, you mentioned that y'all invest in the professional development of your staff, and I
Yes.
think that's awesome. It's very
Thank-
commendable.
It's critical.
Yep.
It's critical. And that's also one of the advantages of, as Frank knows, being a NeighborWorks agency, having the access to that ongoing training for our staff.
Good job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next presenter will be West Care Gulf Coast, Florida, a turning point. You will have 3 minutes to speak.
Good morning. My name is Rhonda Lieberman, last name Lieberman. I'm the Operations Director. This is David Hassett, Hassett. He is our Program Manager for A Turning Point. We are here requesting $50,000 for partial salary of both the case manager and the LPN at our Turning Point program. And David will tell us what the program's about.
Turning Point is a homeless shelter specializing in substance abuse intervention services. The two pivotal moments to provide the clients wraparound services like case management and our nurse management departments. The nurse management helps with medication, ongoing maintenance with making sure they're aligned with their provider treatment goals and linkage to anything that might need medical services. The case manager is the backbone of that med management. They provide wraparound services such as bus cards. We can help individuals try to get into an ALF. We refer individuals for insurance, placement for housing, and we partner with other community agencies like they do with us when we take clients from them for an immediate receiving services. We're the only individuals that will take an intoxicated client off the street, and a lot of the population we serve from Clearwater are displaced from either the recovery catchment, safe harbor, jails. They're reintegrating back in, and they just kind of transited up into the Pasco, Clearwater area, and then they're trying to get back into their Clearwater location that they were in before the displacement. They offer 30-day services. We break it up in phases. First 3 days is a observation phase, so it allows them to get some food, orientation to our program, and then let them make the decision if they want to continue with our intervention plan. With case management, we go over an action plan and we define realistic, objectable goals that allows the case manager to properly assess and place the client where they want, whether that's treatment, stuff like that. Do you guys have any questions?
I understand if someone comes in and they need medication for detox, that's not provided at a Turning Point, right?
No, we don't directly provide the detox meds. Now we do partner with community agencies, and sometimes a lot of the ones that need the detox are already coming from the ER, so the ER typically will provide them the medication. We have the capability with the nursing department and the setup at Turning Point to handle the narcotics, so we can control the administrative record for allowing them to safely take the medication in the observation area, which we call phase 1, and to be lowered out.
So if they need medication, they have to go back to the ER and get that
They
and then come back? Is that-
They typically come in with it. If a client comes in typically with presenting like they've never gone through any withdrawals at all, and it's their first time, they've been there, they've done cold turkey before, but because they're getting older, their body's starting to get more wear and tear, that's where we'll elevate for emergency medical attention, but then they get safely lowered back, because typically the ERs will only keep them for 4 hours, banana bag them typically, and then rapidly assess them out. That's where we also come into play. We take the clients right back. We won't not accept them back. We just want to make sure that they're not going to die in our facility.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
Excuse me, the next presenter is Directions for Mental Health. for team member support and collaboration. You will have 3 minutes to speak.
I also have a flyer.
Good morning, how are you? My name is Malika Matthew. I'm the Vice President of Finance.
Thank you.
My last name is Matthew, and I'll let Chris pronounce his name so I don't mess it up.
Chris Johnson, I'm the facilities manager. Good morning.
So Directions for Mental Health, we're doing business now as Directions for Living. We are a mental health provider. We provide services for clients, about 20,000 clients. I think the flyer should really tell you all of the information in regards to the population that we are serving, but we provide services for anxiety, depression. We also have special programs that are more intensified programs in relation to in lieu of services. So we want to make sure that people are in well-being so that they are not going to something that's more accelerated as far as like into the child abuse system or the jails or anything like that. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm a little nervous. So I'm very excited to tell you about the opportunity that we are looking for. Based on our renovation services, we're requesting $161,000 in funding. And we are requesting that for a project for our facilities. What we find is that our project focuses on renovating and transforming our existing space into a modern, multi-purpose, collaborative environment. The goal is to create a dynamic workspace that supports our team members, our community partners, and ultimately our clients that we serve. At Directions for Living, our CEO, as well as our leadership team, understands that investing in our facilities is more than just improving a building. Creating a comfortable, accessible, and modern workspace that helps strengthen organizational culture, supports our staff well-being, and ultimately increases the impact that we are making on our community. Our mission is simple. As I said, we are a mental health facility, so we are really people helping people. And because of that mission, it is important that both our team members and our community partners have an environment that allows them to collaborate, recharge, and do their best work. Our project overview is focusing on renovating 3 individual rooms, which you'll see on the flyer. It's a wonderful space, but we want to make it modernized and more warming to not only our team members, our community partners, and our clients. Within these spaces, we want to redesign them for modern spaces and a collaborative, allowing them to serve multi-purposes, such as staff trainings, team meetings, and community partner collaboration. So we do collaborate with a lot of our community partners doing like mental health first aid trainings with our Sheriff's Department. So if you have any questions, I'll be willing to answer them.
I was going to ask who your community partners were because I didn't see them in the application, but I think you just said.
Yeah, so we have plenty of them, but one of them, the major ones that we do business with is the Sheriff's Department, helping them with mental first aid training so that they can identify when they're out in the community, when someone is having a mental crisis, and being able to handle that versus, a different scenario for that.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Our next presenter is St. Vincent de Paul of Upper Pinellas County for Community Kitchen of Clearwater.
Good morning. My name is Jerry Garand, Gehrand. I've been a volunteer at the community kitchen now for 40 years, so I guess it goes without saying that I'm pretty certain that it's a good organization that does a lot of good, or I still wouldn't be there. And over the years, it's become more important because, of course, as we all know, the financial crisis that exists today is enlarging, and therefore our clients are more at risk. I'm here today to ask you to consider our request to rebuild our 20-year-old roof so that we can continue to be of value to both our clients and to the city of Clearwater. Last year alone, our over 100 weekly volunteers and 3 paid staff members provided services to over 2,000 individuals with 29,000 hot, nutritious 3-course meals. We have a post office, we provide notary services, we provide letters to obtain legal identification. We provide clothing, furniture, laundry, facilities, showers, and emergency hygiene items. But perhaps our most important service to the city is our relentless effort to help get people off the streets and back into a productive citizenry. This includes bus passes and proper clothing so they can get to job interviews, help in navigating online job applications, phone calls, job interviews. Since the average city has a yearly cost of $37,000 per homeless individual that it costs cities to serve them, if we could just get 20 people off the street, we're saving the city $500,000. And this is by a national survey that has looked at studies across the country. Combine this with our city partnership and enrolling and reconnecting 165 homeless people to their families back in other parts of the country, our impact is a large net positive to the city in millions of dollars. With money we are requesting to build our over 20-year roof, we can continue to be of service both to our clients and to the city of Clearwater. I'd like to circle back to the volunteer part, 100 volunteers, and I look around the room and I'm humbled to be with so many volunteers. There's a statement that volunteers are not paid, not because they're worthless, but because they're priceless. And I'm humbled to be with everybody here. Thank you for your consideration.
Any questions? Okay, thank you very much. Next, we have Clearwater Neighborhood Housing Services for homebuyer education and down payment assistance. You will have 5 minutes to speak.
Good morning. Todd LeClaire and Jessica LeClaire, Leclair. Good morning, board members and staff. My name is Todd LeClaire. I'm a HUD certified housing counselor. Proud to represent Tampa Bay Neighborhood Housing Services, a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping individuals and families achieve housing stability and long-term financial success. Across Pinellas County and here in Clearwater, we work with residents who are making one of the most important financial decisions of their lives: finding and sustaining safe, affordable housing. Through our HUD certified housing counseling programs, we provide services that help residents prepare for homeownership, avoid foreclosure, improve their financial stability, and access housing resources available in our community. These services include first-time homebuyer education, one-on-one housing counseling, foreclosure prevention support, financial capability coaching, and assisting connecting residents with available housing programs. Our goal is not just to help someone buy a home. Our goal is to help them succeed as homeowners for the long term. Research published by U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development shows that households who receive homebuyer education had 42% lower odds of foreclosures compared to those homeowners that did not. This means fewer foreclosures, stronger neighborhoods, and more families building equity and stability. But the impact goes beyond statistics. We see in the families who thought home ownership was out of reach, but are now holding the keys to their first home. We see it in residents who avoided foreclosure after a financial hardship and were able to stay in their homes. And we see it in neighborhoods where stable homeownership helps communities grow and thrive. The support being considered through this contract of $50,000 for 70 families that are under 80 AMI allows us to continue providing these critical services to Clearwater residents, ensuring that families have the knowledge, resources, and guidance needed to make informed housing decisions. Housing counseling and homeowner education prepares families for success, but preparation alone is not always enough. Even when families are financially ready to purchase a home, the biggest barrier many first-time homebuyers face today is saving enough for the upfront cost of purchasing a home. That's where down payment assistance becomes essential. At this time, I'd like to transition to my colleague Jessica, who will discuss down payment assistance programs and help bridge the gap and expand homeownership opportunities to our community.
I am Jessica Thompson, THOMPS1. Thanks, Todd. I work directly with the Housing Department here at the City of Clearwater, facilitating the city's DPA program. Down payment assistance plays a huge critical role in first-time homebuyers to overcome significant barriers to home ownership, especially those upfront costs. People can afford a mortgage payment, but they can't always afford to have the down payment and closing costs to consider being homeowners. Through the down payment assistance program administered by the Tampa Bay Neighborhood Housing Services, qualified home buyers receive financial support that allows them to move from renting to owning. But the program does more than just help families buy homes, because every home buyer participating in the program also, as Todd said, receives their counseling, receives their education, which keeps them more sustainable in their homes. And the combination of education counseling, that's what makes the program successful. The $50,000 in funding being requested today will allow us to continue assisting eligible 80% AMI and below Clearwater residents who are ready for home ownership but need help supporting that bridge. Every home purchased through this program represents more than just a transaction. It represents a family building wealth through home equity, a home gaining long-term stability, and a neighborhood strengthening by sustainable home ownership. We saw this with the 4 purchases of the homes that we built on the corner of Howard and MLK just this last year. It provided a range of clients from a single young father to a woman in her mid-50s now taking care of her 4-year-old grandson. And they are now, all 4 of them are first-time home buyers. So that was a very exciting time for us. Last year, our partnership helped 17 new families become new homeowners, and that provided approximately $1.2 million in down payment assistance programs. We appreciate your partnership and your commitment to expanding housing opportunities to Clearwater City residents. Thank you for your support.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Questions? Thank you. Our next presenter will be Learning Independence for Tomorrow. You will have 3 minutes to speak.
Good morning. Hi, I'm Julie Brecker, B-R-E-C-H-E-R, and with me is Chris Couture, C-O-U-T-U-R-E, Senior Manager of our IT. I'm here to ask you for $76,500 of a total $150,000 project to enhance campus safety and security. If you all don't know, Lyft about 3 years ago took over the former YMCA building. That's a 60,000 square foot building on about 7 acres here in Clearwater. As we continue to improve that facility, after training with the Clearwater Police Department and Pinellas County Sheriff active shooter training, we learned that we need to improve the safety and security of that facility. So Lyft serves neurodivergent students. These are students with autism or other developmental differences, and we strive to have a safe and secure environment for them to continue to learn. So for many of our students, it's essential to have that safe and secure environment. Those predictable surroundings are controlled access and proper supervision for their safety. But what's more critical is many of our students would not have the self-awareness to advocate for their own safety. So where we need to make sure we have the implementation of safety and secure environment, because they are not aware of what might be an outside threat. So we need to ensure that we have that improvement there as well. So the project we're proposing goes through some layered security approach. So first, we'll upgrade and expand our surveillance, ensuring that we're able to record and see within the blind spot. So it's a large campus with the gymnasium outside, playground areas, and also a variety of spaces that we're not able to see clearly at this point. The second would be the strength in the exterior access points. So we inherited the doors. We still have the original doors on the campus. Those are about 60 years old. So we want to make sure we have badged access and the ability not only to keep out outside threat, but we have students that will elope, and those we have the threat of them escaping the campus. So we want to make sure interior and exterior. We were just accredited from FCIS, and they recommended that we secure some badge access between our academy portion of the building and our transition. Those are the younger students, access points to the older students. So we want to make sure those interior improvements are made as well. So we have one additional on the south side of the building is an exterior wall. We would want to make sure we heighten that wall so we can improve on outdoor space and avoid elopement or outside threats coming into the building. So this work will be done in 12 months. So any questions for us?
This is the building that's on, is that Highland?
Yes.
Okay.
1005 Highland.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, thank you so much. Thanks for the opportunity.
Our next presentation will be from Prospera Initiatives.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, members of the board. My name is Sylvia Osain, O-S-A-I-N. I represent Prospera, an economic development nonprofit organization established in 1991. Our mission is to help start, sustain, and grow small businesses to achieve community prosperity. We can do that with different services. The journey begins with one-on-one consulting, when we know the customer, we know the client, we know their needs. And from then, we start providing different services that can include legal assessment, accounting assessment, marketing plans, business plan for operations, for access to capital, branding, procurement readiness when they are ready to start doing business with the governments. To complement this service, we have also an educational program. We provide business seminars in all the business areas to support their growth and to expand their knowledge. We also help them preparing them to access to capital. This is sometimes a long journey. They need to be prepared for that. So we guide them through this process, and knowing the different institutions, financial institutions, we can help them to go to the right place to access to capital. We have provided more than 2,000 business consulting in the last 5 years, and from that number, more than 400, that's 20%, is for Clearwater citizens. We are able to offer these valuable services at no cost. All of our services are not cost, thanks in great part for the support of the City of Clearwater. Small businesses thrive with community support, so we are requesting the assistance of the city to continue offering these services to help prosper the community. Thank you. Questions?
Any questions?
No?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next presentation is Gulf Coast Legal Services. You will have 3 minutes to present.
Good morning. I am Gabrielle Holland, 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 and I am the Grants and Resource Development Manager for Gulf Coast Legal Services. So we're presenting the project of the Housing Legal Services Project for 26-27, and we are a nonprofit legal organization that provides civil-free legal resources and legal aid in the community, specifically in Clearwater, Florida as well. So we are requesting support in the amount of $50,000 to support our staff, attorneys, and support staff. And we are planning to partner with the Long Center and the Hispanic Outreach Center to reduce barriers for those who might not be able to come down to our St. Pete office downtown, and they will be available for them twice a month to meet with them in the community, as well as over Zoom if clients need that as well. So the average cost of someone in the community receiving housing civil legal aid is $1,966. And most of our clients receive about $19,509 on average a year. And in Clearwater, Florida, it's a little more for our clients. That's about $28,000. But most of the people we serve, they have families, they have other people to take care of. And, you know, so you can keep that in mind. And when they come into our office with an eviction notice, basically they have a letter saying you have a 3-day notice. And at that point, when clients come into the office, they think, I have 3 days to get out. And that's when our attorneys can step in and provide that legal advice and counsel and preserve their housing. So this is the difference between someone thinking they have to leave immediately and preserving their housing, you know, and also fighting for their security deposit returns. We've done that. We work with Section 8 matters. They can assist with foreclosures and loan modifications. So our housing unit is, you know, looking to provide these services. Again, this upcoming year with the addition of providing educational activities in the community. So they want to provide 2 educational activities to educate residents about their rights. So as I said, they're coming in the office and they think I have 3 days to get out. We want to let them know about tenants' rights and just educate them overall about what that looks like and what that process is. And just in the last fiscal year, they increased by 88% in the number of people they're assisting. So we see an increase in the demand just in our housing unit, going from around 300 clients to over 570. And that's in across Pinellas County for housing services. But in Clearwater, over half of those clients reside in Clearwater that I just mentioned. So yeah, we're just trying to keep providing that housing legal support, and we provide other support, but we do see an increase in demand in our housing unit. So thank you.
Questions?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Our next presenter is Intercultural Advocacy Institute. You will have 5 minutes to speak.
Hello, thank you for having us here today. My name is Mika Julian, last name Julian. I am the Director of Advocacy and Support Services at the Intercultural Advocacy Institute Hispanic Outreach Center. The Hispanic Outreach Center is a multi-service bilingual center offering wraparound services, including victim advocacy, family advocacy and support, youth support groups, other youth programs, and educational classes and clinics. Since the center opened in 2001, we have continued to grow and expand as the need for services has only continued to increase. The Hispanic Outreach Center seeks funding for an ongoing support of our victim advocacy and support service program. The funding would offset internal funds that currently cover the overage of salary, fringe, materials, and supplies. For years, the Victim Advocacy and Support Service Program has bridged the gap for culturally competent advocacy and support services for victims of crimes within the community. We seek to lessen the financial impact of this project on the center, expand our reach, offer new programming components, and enhance current community partnerships. These funds would provide support to an essential program for our community. Our victim advocacy program provides individual victim advocacy, court and law enforcement accompaniment, referral and information, crisis intervention, translation services, support services, and domestic violence support groups. The difference between our program and others is that we provide these services for victims of all types of crime. We see a range of victimization types from wage theft, domestic violence theft, human trafficking, and we approach each case with a trauma-informed and empowerment-based advocacy and approach. This proposal for $25,000 will provide salary support, fringe benefits, and operating costs for the continuation of the programming, and these funds will allow the Hispanic Outreach Center to reach more victims of crime within our community, providing the support and advocacy these individuals and families desperately need. So moving on to our second request, we've also requested in public facilities and improvements $55,000 for a flooring project. The center recently relocated to the CPD substation. Our partnership with the city and CPD has allowed us to utilize space and ensure our commitment to the community. While the new location offers the necessary space to support the ICAI's programs, it previously housed a dental clinic, and the existing infrastructure is not conducive to our services delivery model. The purpose of this grant request is to fund the removal of outdated dental clinic fixtures, including cabinetry, sinks, and equipment, and to replace the existing worn-out flooring throughout the building. The center seeks funding for renovations that are essential to creating a safe, functional, and welcoming environment that supports the service delivery and needs of our clients and staff. The existing flooring throughout the center has significantly deteriorated due to age, high foot traffic, and years of the building being utilized by a dental clinic. The current surfaces are primarily vinyl composite tile and low-grade carpet. Both have stains from equipment, are cracking and fading. Additionally, multiple offices have cabinets and plumbing in them from the dental clinic, and these not only take up space within the offices and prevent us from being able to have our programs, host our programs in there. But without a flooring update, we are limited in options to removing them. The proposed project will cover the entire 3,398 square foot facility. The building includes 12 offices, 1 conference room, 3 bathrooms, a kitchen, and a lobby area. The project will follow the outlined proposed timeline within our application and would create a needed update into the building at large. So thank you for your consideration and your time, and if you have any questions.
So the building is owned by the city, by the Clearwater Police, is that right?
Yes, it is. So right now we're on the building is kind of split in half. So one side is still being used by the CPD, and then the other side is used for ours. However, this project would cover the entire building, including the CPD.
You have a long-term lease, I guess, with them?
Yes, we do.
Mm-hmm. Are you part of the Hispanic community, like the Hispanic Center, or are you a separate? You mentioned them a lot.
Yeah, so we are the Hispanic Outreach Center.
Mm-hmm.
It's just our so our name is Intercultural Advocacy Institute, doing business as a Hispanic Outreach Center. So we're known in the community by HOC, the Hispanic Outreach Center, more so than Intercultural Advocacy Institute. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And our next presenter is Upwards Care. You will have 3 minutes to speak. Is there anyone here from Upwards Care? Okay. Well, that was going to be our last presenter. So are there any final questions or comments from the board from any of the presentations? I want to thank all of the organizations that came today, and hopefully we will be speaking with many of you in the near future. Item 4.3, the performance of the subrecipients of the City of Clearwater's community development programs.
Dylan May, I'm the housing manager. So I'm here to give you an update on our current year's performance for our funds. And due to the government shutdown last year, our agreements were pushed back to January 23rd, which is a pretty significant delay. And due to that, we weren't able to execute agreements until, I believe it was early February. So our services have just started to send invoicing in, and our facilities projects, we're just now getting around to the contractor bids. So things are moving, but a little bit slower pace this year due to that shutdown. But we do have some things to report. So for public services, I'll go through each individual recipient and what they've received so far and what they're going to be funded in total. West Care Gulf Coast, Florida, which is a Turning Point. They're funded, and actually, I'll make this easy. All of these received an equal amount of funding at $23,147. So out of that, West Care has been dispersed $12,287.80. Hope Villages of America, which is this is for their senior wellness pantry. They've been dispersed $10,851.04. The Hispanic Outreach Center, their Victim Advocacy and Support Service Program, they haven't been dispersed any funds yet. We're still waiting on initial draws to be submitted. Gulf Coast Legal Services, same boat there. We're still waiting on initial draws. Metropolitan Ministries, we've dispersed $13,288.48. And We Care, we're still waiting on, so there's not a new law, but there's a law that now is applicable to our services, specifically the ones that are for-profit. So We Care is a for-profit service company that provides service to small at-home child care programs. And they will need to obtain access to the SAVE program and verify immigration status. So they're still working through that initial process with the federal government to get access to that program. Same thing with Prospera, though I believe they do have access. And they'll be submitting draws shortly. For our public facilities projects, like I said, all of these are now out to bid, and we're performing the pre-bid meetings. Currently, I think we did 2 or 3 last week, and we have 2 or 3 this week. So for St. Vincent de Paul, we're doing their community kitchen. We've dispersed $1,250 in inspection costs. It's again for that pre-bid meeting. The Maddie Williams Neighborhood Family Center, we've dispersed $2,500, again, all inspection fees at this time. Directions for Mental Health, we've dispersed $1,250 in inspection fees, and Hope Villages of America, $2,500 in inspection fees. Now, with that being said, a lot of our 24-25 fiscal year projects are also still ongoing, though they're getting close to finishing. So for HEP, or Homeless Emergency Project, their Family Transition Program renovation project, we've dispersed $36,709 of the $140,500. The remaining amount to be distributed will be for the side and the deck demolition, new window installation, new door installation, siding install, new deck and stairs, completion of crawl space, membrane, and ventilation, and then final building inspections. For HEP's kitchen and dining renovation, this one's actually pretty much completed. We funded, of the $89,433, we've dispersed $88,433. They've had the ribbon cutting already. The remaining $500 is for a final building inspection. Let's see here. For St. Vincent de Paul's Emergency Non-Congregate Shelter, we have, of the $100,000 to be funded, we've dispersed $62,587. I'm sorry, hold on a second. I skipped ahead. Ignore that last piece. For Lyft, we're doing a playground over at Lyft. We are going to fund $110,330. We've dispersed $73,245. I believe everything is there. It's being assembled at this point. The playground, all the pieces and everything are there. The infrastructure has been installed. So that remaining amount will be their final draw and any inspection expenses. And then finally, Willow Carson's Health and Wellness Center. This is their clinic rehabilitation. Of the $112,250, we've dispersed $62,325. Upon the acceptance of the building permits, initial HVAC and flooring material deposits, and completion of the HVAC system and duct work, the remaining funds, which is around $50,000, will be the completion of the floor, new bathroom, like the fixtures in there, new bathroom partitions, new cabinets and countertops, and then fencing and final inspection. And then for our CDBG CV funds, they're still kind of hanging in there. There's only a few dollars left in that account, but for St. Vincent de Paul, of our $100,000 in funding, $62,587 has been dispersed. And the agreement has been amended to extend another year that will expire in September of this year. POCs is completed, that's completely funded. And then Home Tibra with the Clearwater Housing Authority, this is for rental deposit payments of the $321,400 to be funded. We've dispersed $150,726.68. And that expiration date is September of 2027. With that, I'd be happy to address any questions.
I just want to clarify to y'all, the St. Vincent de Paul CV money is to support Clearwater Police street outreach. When they encounter people on the streets, especially families behind buildings and stuff, we put them in emergency hotel stays while they get positioned for housing and get into the pipeline for emergency housing. So that was a partnership with the city to support the police work.
Thank you. At this time, I'll ask the board members if there are any other topics previously discussed by the board that the board would like the staff to present an update on at a future meeting. Okay. The director's report, Mr. Bayou.
A couple of updates. So 1718 North Betty is a project that we have with Homeless Empowerment Program. You all approved a recommendation to council to approve the funding of $1.391 million in home ARP funds. That was approved by council last week, so we are moving forward with the closing package on that. We're hoping for early to late May, sometime in May, closing for that project with our funding. Pinellas County is actually taking theirs, their penny dollars, or I'm sorry, home ARP dollars, to their board next week, I believe. 1454 MLK, that's a partnership between the city, Tampa Bay Neighborhood Housing Services, and Habitat for Humanity. It's 24 owner-occupied townhomes to be developed, new construction. We have extended that to the end of June. Essentially, all the contingencies at this point have been completed. We're waiting on some final funding approvals, and then we plan to close that project sometime in May or early June. So a couple of big projects going through this year I'm excited about. Another really exciting news, so our department has been without an official director for a long time. That's no longer the case. We have Christopher Edwards here. He's our new director. He comes to us from New Smyrna Beach. Did you want to say anything?
Bless you.
Thank you, Dylan, and greetings to everyone. It is a pleasure to be here in the city of Clearwater. I've been in local government now. This October will be 20 years, and a native Floridian, a rare individual indeed. But it's a great and amazing department, economic development and housing. I extend my complete gratitude to city manager and assistant city manager for allowing me the opportunity to come and be a part of this great team, this great community. We have amazing leadership, certainly our elected officials and you all as our advisory board. We are fortunate to have a lot of great assets from the beach all the way here into inland area, and we are got a great vision in store for us from a strategic standpoint with economic development and affordable housing and community development. Dylan and his team are amazing. Audra on the economic development side and her team are amazing. So we're just excited about the opportunities that are before Clearwater, and I'm here to answer any questions if you have any of me. But just wanted to say hello and thank you so much for this tremendous opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome. Welcome.
And then finally, it's been 3 years since we updated our affordable housing inventory list. That is required by state statute. The Live Local Act actually kind of changed our timeline a bit, but it is due. So you'll be seeing an update to that inventory list coming to you. We'll be asking for your recommendation of that list to council. Hoping May. It's due in July, so certainly by June you'll see it, but I'm hoping by May you'll have a final copy. And with that, that's all I have. Any questions?
Great job.
Thank you.
Do any board members have any final words before we adjourn? This concludes our business for the day. Our next NAHAB meeting is scheduled for April 14th, 2026. Thank you, everyone. The meeting is adjourned.